on air, online, and on the go. This is 7 and 4 News at 6. Get connected.
A 55-year-old man was charged today in the death of a woman who was visiting northern Michigan. Heather Young's remains were found Tuesday in the woods on property in Presque County. Tonight we're learning more about the man accused of murdering her.
This is the man state police say killed 42-year-old Heather Young. 55-year-old Brenton Walker was charged with 4 felonies Thursday, including first-degree murder. Young's father, David Dentler, who lives downstate, is trying to make sense of what happened.
She's a good woman. She liked everybody. She never meet a stranger. Why does this creepo have to go out and shoot my daughter?
Police told Dentler his daughter was shot to death, and they were only able to identify her by a tattoo and DNA. Heather's remains were found in the woods on an 80-acre piece of property on Rainy Lake Road near Millersburg. State police say Walker was living on that property.
My daughter was a giver. She was a giver. She was not a taker. She always asked me when she came here, said, "Dad, do you need anything? Dad, do you need anything? I'll get it for you."
Heather was last seen at the Cabin Bar and Grill in Onaway nearly 2 weeks ago. She had gone there after a fight with her boyfriend, who she had been visiting. Witnesses say she left the bar with Walker, who had a reputation of trying to pick up women.
And that jerk killed my daughter. He tells us you don't even realize what he destroyed. How about him, my daughter's kids, what they're going through? You know, we have to bury her. Where are we going to come? I'm on a fixed income, and they think people just, they ain't got no concern about other people's life at all.
The owner of the Cabin Bar told us that Walker came into that bar the next night after leaving with Heather Young. She said that when asked about Heather, he said things aren't going to work out.
Now, Walker has a criminal history dating back to the 1980s. He's been convicted of several charges, including fraud, assault, and larceny.
A father of 8 was last seen on August 1st leaving his job in Ludington tonight. His wife tells us his van has been found, but her husband is still missing. Here's a photo of James Hepworth. He's 37 years old. He's from the Pentwater area. According to his family, he's been dealing with depression and voluntarily left work in the middle of his shift back on August 1st. James stands about 5'10". He was last seen wearing black shorts and a dark shirt, possibly with a blue plaid button over top. His wife says he loves hiking and may have taken his hammock out to the woods. If you have any information on where James Hepworth may be, you're encouraged to contact the Oceana County Sheriff's Office.
An Antrim County woman has been charged in a multi-million-dollar wire fraud and money laundering scheme. Federal prosecutors say 70-year-old Sarah Bolus had agreed to plead guilty to the charges and could spend 30 years in prison. According to investigators, more than 50 people in 4 states, including Michigan, fell victim to the fraud and collectively lost more than $5 million. We're told Bolus was operating under the names American Financial, Trilogic, and Prestige Benefits and falsely represented her financial services to her clients. A Roscommon woman will be sentenced next month after pleading guilty to embezzling between $1,000 and $20,000. Jennifer Meyer was originally charged with embezzling between $50,000 and $100,000 from her job at Hartford Lincoln in Roscommon. She'll be back in court September 20th.
New tonight on 7 and 4 News at 6. A new Child and Family Development Center for Manistee County has been awarded a W.K. Kellogg Foundation grant of nearly $600,000. Now, this money is going to be used to remodel the former casino building and purchase equipment for the center. It'll be open to all children of families living or working in Manistee County and offer child care 7 days a week, even on snow days from 6 a.m. until midnight. The facility will also be a learning center for college students studying early childhood education as well as nursing.
Tonight, Hillary Clinton is blasting Donald Trump's plan for the economy. Clinton wrapped up a major campaign speech within the last few hours in Warren, downstate. Our political reporter Nick Minnock is there, where he tells us why Clinton says her policies could create 320,000 jobs in our state.
After Donald Trump's speech in Detroit, Hillary Clinton made sure Trump did not have the last word in Michigan. On this stage in Warren, Hillary Clinton reacted to Donald Trump's latest rounds of attacks and compared her plan for the economy with his.
Donald Trump wants to give trillions in tax breaks to people like himself.
And her latest campaign stop at a Michigan engineering company, Hillary Clinton launched a volley of attacks at Donald Trump's newly released plan for the economy.
He's made a career out of stiffing small businesses from Atlantic City to Las Vegas. There are companies that were left hanging because he refused to pay their bills.
Before Clinton swung through the Great Lakes state to unveil her plan to create jobs, Donald Trump beat her to the punch on Monday.
Detroit was once the economic envy of the world.
On Thursday, Clinton blasted Trump's plan to slash a business tax by over 15%. Trump says businesses will create more jobs by slashing the pass-through income tax. But Clinton calls Trump's proposal a friends and family discount to benefit the rich.
Even conservative experts say Trump's agenda will pull our economy back into recession.
The themes of Clinton and Trump's economic plans aren't much different from one another. Both candidates agree on making the rich pay their fair share, close corporate loopholes, and they agree on making the tax code more simple, plus provide relief to working families. The big difference between Trump's and Clinton's Michigan speeches was the tone. Trump laid out the problems Detroit faces, but Hillary Clinton says Trump is basing his approach on fear and not strength.
On Monday, he talked only of failure, poverty, and crime. He is missing so much about what makes Michigan great.
Within the last 2 weeks, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and their running mates crisscrossed the state of Michigan, and they all agree this is just the beginning. Reporting in Warren, Nick Minock, 7 and 4 News.
When it comes to the national election, our mission at 7 and 4 News is to connect the presidential candidates to our viewers to better inform and empower you. We've reached out to the presidential candidates to participate in extended interviews, not only with our station, but our 65 sister stations all across the country. Tell us what you want to know from the candidates. What issues are relevant to you? What would you ask Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? We want to give you a voice in this historic and important race for the White House. Share your thoughts with us by email or on Facebook.
2 people have now been charged after a drug bust in Benzie County Tuesday night. Trevor Moody and Casey Poet are now facing 4 counts of drug charges, including intent to deliver on school or library property. The 2 30-year-olds were arrested during the bust at a Frankfort home near the intersection of Leelanau Avenue and 8th Street. We're told investigators found large amounts of heroin and prescription drugs that were being used and sold. Investigators say the bust is very significant for such a small town, because about an ounce of heroin was found, which amounts to about 280 doses.
An 18-year-old who police say posed as a young girl on social media has been arraigned. Jordan Pellerito is now charged with accosting a child for immoral purposes and distributing obscene material of children. Reports say the 18-year-old convinced a 13-year-old male into sending him sexually explicit photos of himself through text messages. Pellerito turned himself into police Wednesday morning. His bond was set at $10,000. He's expected to be back in court for a probable cause hearing. That's scheduled for August 24th.
Over the past 2 months, there's been a rash of vehicle break-ins in Kalkaska County. On Monday, Kalkaska County Sheriff's deputies and Michigan State Police executed a search warrant for a home in Clearwater Township. During the search, they recovered several stolen items, including electronics, knives, cash, and a 9mm handgun. The suspects are believed to be juveniles.
A cyclist is recovering after being hit by a car in Leland Township. This crash happened Tuesday night right there at the intersection of M204 and South Lake Leelanau Drive. Now, deputies say the vehicle was trying to turn left when it hit the cyclist. You can see the bike's front tire right there. It's been out of shape. The Jeep, driven by a 30-year-old Lake Leelanau man, also received minor damage to the front. Now, the cyclist was taken to Munson Medical Center for treatment of injuries. Reports say alcohol and lighting conditions were most likely factors in that crash.
At least 2 people came down with swine flu at the Muskegon County Fair last month, and 1 pig being shown was found to have the virus. News of the infection has spread to other fairs now in Michigan. 7 and 4's Tom Kramer was at the Western Michigan Fair in Mason County today. He joins us now live from our Vogue Theater studio in Manistee. Tom, how are fair organizers reacting to the cases of swine flu in Muskegon County?
Hi, Kristen. The Western Michigan Fair Board consulted with both the Michigan Department of Agriculture and the Michigan Association of Fairs and Exhibitions, and both groups gave the green light to the fair to go on as planned this week, including allowing kids to show their pigs. Now, the Fair Board says every animal that comes into the fair is inspected and referred to a veterinarian if anything seems amiss. Additionally, folks are keeping an eye on their animals for any signs of illness.
What Michigan Department of Agriculture said, it was an isolated case. It was nothing that we needed to be, yes, we need to be vigilant, but nothing to be so concerned that it wouldn't be business as usual.
And the Fair Board is taking this opportunity to remind both fair participants and visitors all about safety around farm animals, including washing your hands. And they've posted signs around some of the livestock buildings to remind folks of just that. Reporting live from our Vogue Theater studio in Manistee, Tom Kramer, 7 and 4 News.
Thanks, Tom. The Western Michigan Fair in Ludington runs through Saturday night. The livestock auction is tonight.
Well, today, Heather Barley was honored as her steer was auctioned off at the Northwestern Michigan Fair. Now, Heather passed away nearly 8 months ago in a work-related accident. She'd been raising this steer, which she hoped to show at the fair this year. Friends stepped in, and they showed the steer. Today, it was auctioned off.
It's kind of going to be the final chapter, or not even a final chapter, ending. The end to the project that she started.
Heather's steer sold for more than $31,000, which will go towards the Heather Barley Memorial Scholarship Fund. Now, this scholarship is going to be offered to 4-H members wanting to continue their education after high school. A reminder, for the latest look at news, sports, and weather anytime, you go to our website, upnorthlive.com.
He was known as a successful businessman, but tonight he's being remembered for what he brought to our community. Coming up, we'll take a look back at the life of Bill Marsh Sr. and hear from his family on how they're keeping his legacy alive.
Friday's not going to be as hot as it has been the past couple of days, but it'll be just as humid. We'll talk about the numbers and the humidity and the rain. There's some rain on the radar to show you. All that's coming up in a few minutes. Here's the Fish and Game Report.
Bill Marsh Sr., the founder of the Bill Marsh Auto Group and a well-known Traverse City businessman, has passed away at the age of 80.
And Mr. Marsh died last night at his Leelanau County home. He was surrounded by family following a recent battle with Alzheimer's. 7 to 4's Megan Morelli spoke with the family and employees today about the legacy this man is leaving behind. She joins us live in the studio with the details. Megan.
Mark and Kristen, Bill Marsh Sr. may have passed away, but those who knew him best say what he stood for will carry on.
I'm a dreamer and always have been a dreamer.
He was a man known by many, not just for his business, but more importantly, his values.
That a business should stand for something more.
Bill Marsh Sr.'s journey to success started in 1958. Ready to head to law school, things quickly changed when his father became ill, forcing him to take over the family business known as Bill Marsh Ford in Newtown, Pennsylvania.
Like he says, he didn't choose the car business, the business chose him.
In 1982, he bought the struggling Buick dealership in Traverse City, transforming it into what it is today.
It's had its moments, but I think it's the greatest business in the world.
His sons took over the business in 2005, still holding close to what their father taught them about being true business leaders. Honesty, integrity, and putting customers' needs first were just a few of the lessons he taught.
They're kind of like seeds that he planted that continue to bear fruit long after his passing.
Employees gathered Thursday morning for a moment of silence to honor their former boss.
When you think of those things that he stood for, and mostly community, I think that is rejoicing what has been brought to this community many years ago, what is going to stay in this community for many years to come.
He believed in the utmost customer satisfaction. Bill Marsh Sr. was about customers, and he considered us as customers, the people that he employed.
While family members and employees say he'll be sorely missed, they also say his legacy will live on with them.
I think a high percentage of people who are successful at creating an enterprise and making it successful are responding to a dream. I feel that if you can dream it and then you can conceive of it when you wake up in the morning, it's doable.
Bill Marsh Sr. helped many community organizations over the years, including the Father Fred Foundation, Munson Medical Center, Toys for Tots, and the YMCA. Reporting live in the studio, Megan Morelli, 7 and 4 News.
All right, thanks, Megan. Funeral arrangements for Bill Marsh Sr. have not been determined yet.
Now, your 7 and 4 Storm Team Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mark Watkin.
This is a time lapse. This is the afternoon what the sky looked like in Traverse City from our NMC Skyview Camera Network. Low cloud deck, a little dark at times, but no rain in Traverse City during this series of pictures. Now, the cloud deck at the same time, Mackinac City, looking over the bridge, looked a little lower, and it does look like rain in the distance, but the pavement is dry. There have been showers around the bridge, literally around the bridge this afternoon, but nothing that's been widespread, not yet. However, tonight, tomorrow evening, into Saturday morning at some time, with all these clouds and showers scattered around the area, hopefully you get some of this rain, because it will be scattered, hit and miss. There might be some thunder embedded in this rain. Tomorrow's going to be a little cooler than it has been lately. Highs will be in the 70s and maybe low 80s, but lots of 70s. The humidity's going to stick around, though. You'll feel that. There's some rain to show you now. I mean, we haven't had much to show on this radar, it seems like, for weeks. This is the rainfall accumulation map, and that's not heavy rain. This is only 1/10 of an inch here in that spot. And there's a bit of lightning over Lake Michigan right now, and that area, that's a thunderstorm right there. It's holding together pretty good, too, as it's developed and now moved across most of the lake. It's heading toward Manistee and Ludington. That's not the kind of thing that's going to create a watch or warning, but it does have some lightning in it, and that's a nice little downpour for you as it heads toward the shoreline. Light rain around Traverse City, a little heavier here in the northern end of Leelanau County near Northport. Spotty rain on this side of the map. A little spot popped up near Roscommon. South of Alpena and south of Rogers City has been a bit of rain. A larger area rain now getting into Emmett County, heading toward the general Sheboygan area. Most of the rain this afternoon has been to the UP, and it is light rain, but still there's some showers there to show you, and the system that's sitting on top of us doing this is located, centered anyway, right here. All that's going to come across the area over the next roughly 36 hours. There's tonight, tomorrow morning, a little break for a while in the midday, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. You can see the timestamp Saturday morning, midday, into early afternoon. There's still a bit of rain left behind. And if you're looking for some sunshine over the next couple of days, I'm afraid we're not going to get much. You can see how widespread the cloud cover will be on Friday and again on Saturday. Now, Saturday afternoon starts to break up, and I think on Sunday we'll get some sunshine. There are the current temperatures, lots of 80s outside. The winds have been light today, 5, 10, 15 miles per hour. The wind over the next couple of days will be 5 to 15, maybe gusting to 20 at times. But, with the thunderstorm, if it does pop in your neighborhood, if we do get thunderstorms, they will gust a little stronger than that, of course, because what we're talking about here is mostly showers. Embedded in the rain might be some thunder and lightning. Overnight lows, 60s and 70s. Still a muggy night tonight. Tomorrow, temperatures do not climb to 90. And I don't think we're going to see many low 80s. It'll be a cooler day, but the humidity's still there. You'll still feel that. The humidity doesn't start to drop until the day on Saturday. The clouds slowly break through the day on Saturday. Matter of fact, Saturday morning, there still might be a little rain left behind. I think Sunday is more your outdoor kind of day when you get some sun. Humidity should be falling, and the high temperatures will be in the 70s. So maybe a more comfortable day to get out on Sunday, because Saturday will be muggy. But the rain is good news.
Yes, it is.
Yes, we need it.
We all need every drop of it.
Right. Yeah,
Thanks, Mark.